Hello everybody, how's it going today? It's now February the 12th on Monday. It's about 8 p.m. Central Time, and I'm very sure that a lot of people are extremely worried right now, so I decided to do a technical analysis update for us, okay guys? Alright, so first of all, this is on the 30-minute chart. I'm not going to go to like very low time frames because that's not really fair to everybody. So we noticed that this broke out of this channel, and there's no denying that because of these relevant points right here, 1, 2, and we were hoping for a bounce off of there to stay bullish, but that didn't happen, right? So I'm going to entertain the ideas that I have been thus far with the inverted head and shoulder, okay? Because that seems to be the popular thing today, inverted head and shoulders that everybody's talking about. But we have to understand the mechanics of a head and shoulder pattern, okay? I'm just going to do it very loosely over here. So the mechanics of a head and shoulder pattern, for example, with an ABC, and personally I like them. I like playing them because they're fun to trade, and the breakout is sometimes predictable. So we get an ABC with something going like that. Right, we get an ABC and then we play the neckline. Now we don't know if it's going to go up, and we definitely don't know if it's going to go down, right? We don't know anything. We just wait for the neckline like that. So this is where we currently are right now with Bitcoin, and I know that a lot of people are extremely worried right now, okay? That is where we are. We're at the neckline that bounced off of it, and this was actually very expected, as you guys remember in my TA video. So you have to make sure you pay very, very close attention to things like this. So I'm just entertaining the idea of the head and shoulder, like that, like that, like that, like that, and like that, right? And then here, there's the neckline where it could possibly bounce off of it maybe once, and then it goes up higher. So now I'm going to show you guys my scenario of my looking for re-entry, okay? My re-entry. So this was very typical. We're going to do a quick count just to give you guys an update of where we are with the counting, okay? So I call this my wave 1 basically, okay? This was an ABC, and we clearly did that one together there on Twitter, if you guys remember. Now that could possibly be my bullish count if this was a WXYZ type of corrective pattern. Now this third wave, it's a weak wave, guys. It's an incredibly weak wave thus far. That's what people would say. They would say, oh, it's actually the weakest wave. It's not even longer than wave 1. Well, you guys got to keep in mind that we are targeting this just like that, okay? That is actually what we're targeting right now. So there's no reason to panic or anything, right? And another valid point that we need to bring up is the trading range between 9,700 or 9,074. So this is a very important range right now to focus on. Let me just draw it out here. 9,074. So what we see is for the neckline, it completely broke, right? It broke down, but that's okay because we expected that when we do the Elliott wave count. 1, 2, 3. And now the main question is, will this right here hold, okay? Now this does not only extend to this point. I'm going to show you guys how far this actually extends down. Look. So this is critical. This is one of the most critical points in Bitcoin right now, history, I'd say. Really, hands down, that if this breaks, guys, there's a strong chance that you guys know what I'm implying already, okay? I've already talked about the impulsive waves up that are just not being as impulsive as we'd like, and also the volume is just scaring me. But I did say that there's absolutely a chance for us to uptrend to these targets. Now, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I drew it wrong actually. This is actually there could be one more, right? If that was a bullish count, and then this point right here is the weekly candle close, and this is where I get my 11,670 scenario from, right around here. Right there. So okay, so now I would count this as my subwave 1, where I'm going to do, that's 1, that's 2, right? And a 3 is a clear break above the weekly high and above the neckline. And then 4, and then we get a 5th wave somewhere up here. That is what I am hoping for the bullish scenario. Now ignore time frame, guys. I have no idea about the time frame. I don't ever really gauge time frame too much as a trader because I'm a day trader, right? And as a day trader, It's the last thing on my mind. What's happening in 2 weeks from now? So honestly, if you guys want to know the truth, the only reason I do these technical analysis is for you guys. That's honestly the truth as well. What happens to Bitcoin 2 weeks from now as a day trader, where I'm going in and out of positions very quickly, right? It doesn't really concern me too much because I find opportunities and volatility during the day. So this is definitely more so for the public, not for myself, I would say. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that there. I think grand cycle, that's kind of funny. I meant to do this one here as, we'll just label it as bigger ones because I want to be able to see it, okay? That's a little bit too big. Let's go to cycle. Nope. Primary, there we go. Primary is good. So I'll call this my primary. And we see in here, I'll call this one my little bit lower than primary, intermediate. And this one I'll call my minor, or primary. Minor, that's good. So this is now 1, 2, and let's say there's a 3. We're hoping for a clear break right now above this neckline and above the weekly high. This is the weekly high. The candle, it closed off at $9,074. And we need to have a clear break. Now, let's do Elliott wave, okay? Did we actually hit targets, first of all, other than Elliott wave? We'll get there in a second. Yeah, we actually did hit targets, I'd say. We're hitting for at least a 1-to-1 extension because wave 3 is often the longest and never the shortest. And because of that, hitting over a 1-to-1 extension, and it's actually hitting slightly lower, slightly lower than 161.8 right now, then it would be rational for me to target somewhere right in here right now, which brings me to my 9,400 scenario, which is what Eric Cho has thought of. So now we think ourselves, well, is it going to hold above here, right? We've got to get a very bullish retracement, so I think it might even shoot for higher than that. I mean, if we retrace there, it would be pretty bad. Like a very bullish scenario would be almost 10K, right? Almost 10K. Or another scenario would be this doesn't even matter, the weekly high, right? And the weekly high doesn't even matter. So then we take a look into this right here. We put our target right at around the $9,400 range, and the wave 4 will correct right to pretty much where the neckline is, right? So this is a very, very possible scenario. Am I sure of it? Absolutely not. But the way I see these, right? And I don't mean that I see this as like a puzzle that has the answer, right? That has a definitive answer. Like I don't see like that at all. The way I see it is that it is absolutely a puzzle with many different answers, right? And many different ways to look at it and many different paths. And sometimes some paths, they look a lot more plausible than others. And the way I see this right now, according to my bullish scenario of a WXYZ, I can't help but think that this is an absolutely possible path as well. So if this one hits slightly lower than 161.8 for our wave 3 right there, then why would I not want to target something like a 261.8 right there? And then we'll worry about the rest later. Don't you guys worry about this structure way up there, okay? So this is just a quick update video. So yeah. That's where I stand, guys. I'm definitely hoping for a bounce right in this level right here. I'm going to take Fibonacci here, from there, from right here, right there at 382 Fibonacci level range. And we're pretty much close to it already. Not quite yet though, okay? We got 1, 2, and we still should have many more waves coming down. We should have 3 more waves, or 2 more waves. Let me show you. Okay, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and there's mostly a 5th touch somewhere around the 382 Fibonacci level. But the key thing to look for right now is this main support line right now, which if we extended it, actually creates a really sloppy channel as well. So take a look at this. Right, it's kind of a decent channel, sloppy, but it could work. So I just want to give you guys a super quick update of where I stand. I still believe that this is a fairly bullish correction, right? We just got to get a healthy correction around the 382 range, and then we should be in good shape. But guys, don't ever have selective hearing. If you have selective hearing, go clean out your ears, right? Get rid of all the wax. I'm giving you guys a bullish scenario, and I apologize if that was rude, but a lot of people don't realize that I give both scenarios. They hear one scenario, they stay focused on that one, and then they say something really rude to me when something goes wrong, right? Well, if you want to have selective hearing, it's kind of your fault, guys. So make sure you understand that I do have a bearish scenario as well, which I am going to bring up right now. The bearish scenario is that we correct under that channel, and we go back down to here and we test some fib levels. That would be a very reasonable one. Lots of activity over here. And of course, the next bearish scenario is that we just completely fail, right? Or we'll go to the next fib level right here between the 618 level and the golden pocket. What do you guys think, huh? So this one doesn't hold exactly where it is right now, around the 382 fib, which also happens to be at the trend line right here. Then we're definitely going to break that trend line. We're going to break the 382 fib, and then we're going to go to maybe the 0.5 fib region where there's a lot of activity around here, which is around 8,500. So I'm giving you guys both views right now of where I stand, both bull and bear. I don't know what is going to happen, nor do I have that great of a prediction right now. Nobody does. Bitcoin is very in the air right now, and anybody who feels confident, it's because they're biased, okay? It's because they're 100% biased. I am not biased towards Bitcoin. I'm both bull and bear right now, and I'm trying to just react to the market conditions as things change. But other than that, guys, I just want to give you my quick update. So once again, the bull scenario is we bounce at the 382 level, and also the trend line support right here, and then we continue to about 9,400 right here for our next third wave right there. And another bullish scenario is that we correct down to the neckline support, and boom, we finish our third wave here if it was a WXY. And this one here, we'll worry about it way later, guys. We'll worry about it way later and see what happens, okay? Play by play for now. And let's keep an eye on the prize, which is the 382 level at about around 8,600, to see if that holds at the channel support and that fib level. If not, then we downtrend to over here, and I will wait for another re-entry. So we'll see what happens. Fits my Elliott wave count thus far, and the only thing that we can do is give it some time. So have yourselves a great night, traders. If this has helped you in one way or another, if you guys really like the content, I'd appreciate an upvote on Steemit. And make sure you also like, subscribe, and share to this stuff as well on YouTube and on Twitter. Bye, guys.